Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had a great week. Thank you for those who are going to be joining today, whether you are joining live, thank you so much, or whether you're listening to the replay on YouTube or maybe the podcast, the audio. Thank you so much for those who are joining right now. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those of you who have tuned in the last couple of weeks, you know that I was in Sydney, Australia, which was a wonderful, great trip. Thank you for those of you who sent me messages, your prayers, your traveling mercies. Thank you for your recommendations. Some of you sent recommendations of things to do out there. So thank you so much. And thanks for those who are starting to join here. Thank you so much for all those well wishes. I am now back in the United States, back in Florida where I reside. And hi, thanks for joining from New York here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. But yes, I am back. So happy to be on the same time zone, the same 8 p.m. Eastern Standard time zone instead of the following day. Someone say you're welcome. But it's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those of you who are new to mental health moment, welcome. It's every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube page, and LinkedIn Live. And of course, if you do happen to miss it for any chance live, the replays are always on YouTube. And hi from Zambia, hi from Georgia, Minnesota, South Carolina's in the house. Thanks so much, Arkansas. Thanks so much, you all, for joining today. And if you tune in every single Tuesday to Mental Health Moment, welcome back. Thanks so much for always tuning in. I see someone's here from Ohio. Welcome. Another person from Georgia. Welcome, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here. So today, today I really want to remind you how important it is on this mental health moment to really be listening to your body, right? So God bless you as well. Thanks for joining. To really be listening to your body, because a lot of times what we tend to do, and I know I have definitely been guilty in the past as well, is our body will send us messages, right? When we are exhausted, our body will literally physically let us know, I am tired, right? And we have a choice to either ignore that signal and just keep going with whatever it is we're doing, whatever it is in our day, or we have the choice to really think about, okay, do I need to slow down? Do I need to take a break? Do I need to take a rest? And the reason why this is so important is because as we all know, physically, right, what we're doing physically also affects us emotionally and also affects us mentally. So it's really, really important. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips today when you think about ways you can not only listen to your body, but ways you can help yourself, because when you work on getting into calmer physical states, it also helps you get into calmer mental states, right? And that's one of the purposes of mental health moment, is really for you to work on being the best version of who you are, which a lot of times has to also do with who you are emotionally, who you are mentally, and how you're growing in that department. And there's always room for growth. So again, as I always say, everyone's at a different point in the journey, in your wellness journey, which is completely okay. Uh, and thanks for those who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Thanks for joining from Zephyr Hills, Florida. Another person from Georgia. Georgia's popular today. And also Alabama. Thanks so much for joining here. Someone said, I just had back surgery and still trying to do virtual interviews. Yes. So definitely take care of yourself and listen to your body. But the first thing to think about is, how often are you really taking the time to do what I call a body scan? And sometimes, well, what's interesting in yoga, some yoga classes, not all. I spent a lot of time in yoga over the years, before COVID, unfortunately, and that kind of shut that part of my wellness routine down a bit, as far as in yoga classes. However, I remember a lot of the classes would have body scans, and basically what you do is and you don't have to be in a yoga class to do it. You can be at home, you could be sitting in a chair, you could be at work, wherever. But really, what you take the time to do, takes a couple minutes, is to sit. A lot of times, I know we're all busy. but sit and take the time to scan your body from head to toe and ask yourself, where am I feeling tension? Where am I feeling any pain? Where am I carrying my stress? Because we all, you could put in the chat, we all carry stress in different areas. I know for me, I tend to carry stress in my neck and shoulders. Like that's my tension spot. That's where stress likes to really like tense up in that area. Uh, but for some of you, it might be in your stomach, it might be in your legs, it might be in your arms. So where is it that you are carrying this tension? Where is it that you're carrying this stress physically in your body? And then once you do this body scan, which takes a couple minutes, after that point, you want to work on relaxing those areas to really allow yourself to have a calmer physical state. So this is a one thing that you can add to your wellness routine, a practice that you can do. And sometimes what's so interesting. Somebody said my shoulders. Yep, me too. What's so interesting is sometimes like I said, you're sometimes our bodies will scream to us like we need to slow down. I am aching all over. I'm just so stressed out. But sometimes you don't even know. I remember I would go into certain yoga classes. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling great. Everything's good. And then I do the body scan. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I am physically holding on to more stress than I thought. Right. So you have to really make it a part of your practice to really be aware of where you are physically with that. Someone said, I carry stress on my neck and my shoulders. Yep, me too. Same here. And someone said, hi from Las Vegas. Welcome, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment if you're just tuning in. So today we're talking about, again, different things to add to your wellness routine, but thinking about how you can be more aware of what is happening in your body by doing body scans, your own body scans at home, at work, or wherever it is, taking that time to really assess, how am I physically doing? I know we talked about taking a lot of time to think about where are you at mentally and emotionally, which is important too. But today I want you to understand that there's such a mind body connection, heavy mind body connection. So making sure physically that you're okay as well, and trying your best to reduce the amount of stress in your body. I could give you 1,000 research articles, and you already know, because I know you all know this, but physically, all the stress that you carry in your body, the trauma that sometimes gets stuck. We talked about that before, a mental health moment in your body. These are things that need to be released. So when you find certain things, we all have different things that can release this stress and this tension and this trauma in our bodies. But when you find what works for you, making sure that after you do this body scan, you start to take the time to allow yourself to release it. Yep. Someone said, I notice I hold my breath a lot. I need to do better. Also, I've learned to drink water when I feel a certain way. That's perfect. And that's actually, that is one of the tips as well, for today, is thinking about how to nourish your body as well. And water, I know you all have heard it a million times. Maybe some of you are like water champions. You love to drink water. And some of you are like, I hate water, Dr. Hammond. But we all know, hydration is so, so important. I live in Florida, so I know how important it is. And I'm always stressing that to my son as well, who's in sports and things like that, because our hydration is so important, of course, for our bodies. And hi from New York. Welcome, welcome. So the first thing to think about, again, doing the body scan, the second part of it is to really try your best to send some, really mentally you can do it too, to like send some energy to work on relaxing whatever part of the body that is tense, but also on a regular basis to be thinking about what are ways that I can get into a calmer state, whether maybe it is yoga, maybe you like yoga, or maybe I know a lot of you on Mental Health Moment before have talked about going on walks, if that's what it is, or there's something called progressive muscle relaxation. So I don't know if you all have heard of this, but it's called progressive muscle relaxation. So literally, if you put that into Google, progressive muscle relaxation script, there are a ton of scripts out there. You can, again, absolutely do for free. There's also a lot of apps, but you can get a script where you can, you can listen to someone online it might be a couple of minutes, let's say. Well, they'll go through with you, like from head to toe, how to work on relaxing the muscles in your body, how to work on getting into a calmer state. You can listen to someone, or sometimes there's like a script that you can read if you want to hear your own voice. You can read it, record it, and then listen back to it whenever you want. So there's different ways to do that, but that's just another way. But again, really working on getting your physical being, right, your temple, getting it into calmer spaces, because what happens is, I don't know about you all, but all everything that we hear, everything with social media and the news, all that negativity, even the things that are not happening to us, but we hear about, that affects our physical body as well. I know for some people, a lot of people actually that I've talked to that have blood pressure issues, they're like, I am having high blood pressure issues because of what I hear on the news. So again, not even something that's happened in your personal life, but dealing with all of the news, all of the information, all of the negativity. Maybe it's, someone else or something else around you. Again, hearing that information and taking all that in sometimes can really affect you physically, which is why it's so important to be taking these steps, whether it's the yoga, whether it's taking the walks, another form of exercise, progressive muscle relaxation, as an example. There's a lot of things to do to make sure to get your body into a calmer place. And yep, someone said, I've been having a lot of neck and shoulders and head pain because I've been so stressed. Yep. And what's interesting about that, so, gosh, I met so many people as a psychologist over the years, and it's always fascinating to me, well, kids and adults, really, how we are so different as far as how we experience stress. I have met individuals that are so depressed, have no physical symptoms, like nothing physically happening, but everything mental, meaning a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of yeah, a lot of thoughts of like self-doubt and depressive thoughts, and it's very mental, right? But I've also met people on the other side, which it's not really mental per se, but it's all physical. So they could have a lot of issues with eating. They could have a lot of issues with sleeping. They can have a lot of issues with neck pain, like you said, back, stomach pain, like all these aches that are happening because of stress or because of anxiety or because of depression or something else. So it's very fascinating. And that's something you have to know for you, is how do you manifest stress? If you're getting sick a lot, you're getting a lot of physical cold, you're getting a lot of colds, right? And that's how your stress manifests. Or are you maybe not experiencing it so much in your body, but really it's a lot of mental distress that you're having. But the mental distress over time can take a toll on you physically. So just again, there's such a mind body connection, you all, which is why I'm talking to you about this today, because it's really, really important. Someone said, I'm in Philly with all the pain in my neck. I see a lot of neck pain. Geez Louise. Hey, from Baltimore. Welcome, welcome. Hey, hello, everyone. Meditation takes my mind off of things or pain. Actually, great tip. That's another great thing to do. Meditation. Love it. Again, if you are new to meditation, please don't think meditation has to be like an hour long, unless you really want it to be. It could even be a couple of minutes a day, a week, whatever time you have to devote to it. Again, if you go to Google and put in meditation scripts, there are a ton, and there's a ton of apps too, um, with really good sounds. If you're into like waterfall sounds or calming sounds or calming voices, those types of things, or if you just want to kind of get into your own quiet space. It is really what you make it when it comes to meditation, and really what works for you. That's important. Someone said, I'm in Florida also. Awesome. Learning how to meditate to relieve stress and check in with my body. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Clogs your brain sometimes too. Yes, it does. Um, and that's the thing, again, there's so many things. There's so many things we can do to relieve stress out of our body. One of the things that I love, I've actually done it a couple times, and I definitely want to do it more. But it's something called sound therapy, for example, and it's just a very relaxing thing to do. you have to have a sound therapist to do it, but there's different sounds that are played, and there's different vibrations, if you will, that happen. I mean, we're all energetic beings that happen within your body, and it really gets you into a calmer place. So that's something I've tried a couple times. I love that. Massages obviously can be helpful for our body. I've tried acupuncture before, which is very calming. So there's so many ways that you can really work on getting into a calmer physical state. And again, you can go out, or some of you in the comments here look like you might be going to a chiropractor. It's all good, right? Or maybe you need a specialist of some sort, which is okay too. So again, making sure that you are doing what you need for your body, or you may just want to try things at home. So there's no right or wrong. It's all about what are your physical needs, and knowing that when you take care of your physical needs, that these things are going to impact your mental health as well. Yay. Because that's what it's all about, right? Um, Oh, someone said, yes, I sometimes have to go where there is no sound. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. When I was in Sydney, Australia, the last couple weeks, I went to a place called the Chinese Friendship Garden. Such a beautiful place, amazingly peaceful. I loved it. It, God, it's so hard to describe. It was so peaceful. There were just, waterfalls, very nature type of place, quiet, yay, right? We like quiet, and just a calming nature spot. So it doesn't obviously have to be a certain garden, but I think someone has said that a lot of times on mental health moment, but talking about being out in nature as well. So whatever is around you, whether it's a park, whether it's a garden, just beautiful spaces that while you're taking a walk, that you're also taking in mentally, can really, really be helpful again on working on getting to a calmer place in your body. Um, someone said sometimes music you like can help you take your mind off things, like happy music. Absolutely. And again, um, you whatever you like in terms of physical movement. So if you like dancing, I know sometimes I have to be dancing in my kitchen with my music on as well. So when I'm washing the dishes or something like that, I like to put on some music. So if that is your thing, and it's music and it's dancing, or however you can move your body, however you can get to a happier and calmer place physically, can help you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all these great things, right? But again, the biggest thing to remember with all that I'm telling you today, is making sure that you're implementing these practices uh, as often as you can, because after a while, these things that you try, or things that you start to do, they become habits, which is the goal. So the goal of mental health moment is really to teach you different things for you to try a lot of different things related to wellness, but then you're going to find the thing that you're like, yeah, this is it for me. And then you can really start to make a commitment to that. And that's actually happened to me, well, physically as well. Actually, when it comes to exercise, the last couple of years, I've gone into more vigorous exercise. And for me, uh, that works. I feel like I found something that really encourages me to do exercise and to have extra movement, right? And to work physically, right? On being better and growing in that area as well. So really, I would definitely say, when it comes to the wellness space, once you find what works for you and that you enjoy, again, I know some people, I've said I've done acupuncture, and they're like, acupuncture, I'm so afraid of needles. I would never do that, right? So don't, like, this is not, the point is not to do anything if you feel fearful, if you don't care for it. Maybe you're like, I tried it once and I hate it, or whatever it is that you do in the wellness space. There's a lot of different things. Maybe meditation's your thing, maybe it's nature, maybe it's music, like someone said, but it's just really important to find what works for you. Someone said, I'm so intrigued by sound therapy. Never tried, but it's on the wish list. Awesome. That's so great. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've done it a couple times. I definitely plan to go back, because I found a good place recently in the Tampa Bay area. Actually, well, anyways, a friend of mine found it, I should say. And actually I went as a group for this particular place. I've gone before by myself to sound therapy, which was amazing. But as a Christmas gift, one of my awesome friends, she and another friend, anyways, the three of us, we went. There was like a group session, so you can even go probably in your area. I'm assuming, like in a group session. They call it a sound bath, and it was a really great experience. You lay on like a yoga mat, and or at least the place we went to, lay on a yoga mat, and a couple places I've been to. And again, they're playing different sounds, different crystals, and depending on the sound therapist, it's just a very relaxing environment. The person that we had was amazing, um, saying very calming things and very motivating things throughout. Some people are more silent as sound therapists and just focus on the sound. So it just really depends. But it was a very positive experience every time I did it. Someone says sound baths are the best. Yes. And if you need a recommendation in the Tampa Bay area, then please send me a DM because I'll be more than happy to share. As I mentioned, I really like this place and I'll be going back to them. Someone else said, I'm also working on better training my body for strength. Yay. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And it's true. It's so important. A couple years ago when I was, I guess, I've always done some form of movement and physically, I know it's very important as a psychologist. And I get the mind body connection, which is why I'm sharing this with you today. However, the last couple years have been a big shift and change. And as someone was saying, just thinking of how important it is to have physical strength as well, whatever that looks like for you. Um, because it is, even in that training, I can speak personally, even in that training, I really changed as far as mental toughness in a good way. So it's actually been a physical training, but also a mental training as well. Because as I mentioned, it's a pretty vigorous form of exercise. So it really trains your brain in the beginning. You're like, I can't do this, I can't do it. And then after a while, I mean, you, either you're going to quit or you're going to tell yourself, yes, I can. But that type of mental toughness, if you will, also can translate to other areas of your life. And actually, yeah, and a lot of different physical things I've done, I would definitely say that's the case. You start off and you think you're physically training for something, and then it ends up mentally making you better as well. So that's pretty cool. Yep, someone said Najee is the best. Yep, yep. So that's why I would encourage you to really be thinking about this upcoming week is really remembering how important it is, the physical aspect of who you are, whatever your physical goals are, whatever your physical abilities are, how can you grow in that area? And how can you work on, again, being more aware of where you're at physically, and also making sure that you're working on reducing the amount of stress physically that is stored in your body and that sometimes gets trapped in our body. And again, in all sorts of different forms. Um, so, so if you all have any questions whatsoever or need any resources, you always know to reach me, drnekeshiahammond.com. You can find me on Instagram, dr.hammond, or Facebook, LinkedIn, Dr. Nekeshia Hammond, or Twitter, Dr. _Hammond. So if you need me, again, you know where to reach me. Also, for those of you, I think some of you reached out, that are joining tomorrow, actually, in the Tampa Bay area at the One Goal Summer Conference. I will be there. I'll be the opening keynote tomorrow. The theme is putting children and families first. So I'm really excited, of course, to talk about ways for us to help, especially our younger crowd, our early childhood kiddos. If you're there, if you happen to be there, it's going to be at the Hilton downtown. If you do happen to be there, let me know. At the end, just come up and let me know that you're from Mental Health Moment. That would be awesome to meet you there. And I think that's all my announcements for today. So again, if you need me though, before next Tuesday, you know where to reach me. And again, I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women in Power Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube Live, and LinkedIn Live. So please take care of yourselves. Start to incorporate all the great things into being better physically, making sure that you're taking care of your physical being, right, as well as your mental state. And I will see you next Tuesday. So take care of yourselves and be well. Bye, y'all.